June 4th. Took me less than one day to get in a damn fight. Right before breakfast, Jaden brought me into the TV room and introduced me to all of the posers sitting around on the couches watching a rap video. 3 black kids, Jackson, Reggie, and DeMarcus. A shaved-head Chinese kid with these nasty-looking scars on his cheeks, Mong. Another Mexican kid, Renee, and a fat white boy named Tommy. Only Tommy looked up when Jaden told him, "I'd like you guys to say what's up to our new resident, Miguel." I laughed at the rest of their sorry asses and said under my breath, "Bitches." Right after I said it, though, the Chinese kid, Mong, stood up and said, "What'd you just say?" "Bitches," I shouted in his face, and he spit on me. I couldn't believe it, yo. The guy straight up hawked a loogie right in front of Jaden and spit at me. It landed on the bottom of my damn pants, dripped down into my shoe. I flipped like a mother and charged his skinny ass with my fist clenched. I threw a wild overhead right at one of his cheek scars, but he caught my fist in his bare hand and squeezed it so hard I thought he was going to break all my stupid fingers. But I didn't even care. I kneed his ass in the side and went to throw a left, but before I could connect, Jaden wrapped me in a bear hug and pulled me back. Jackson and Renee stepped between us and pulled my hand out of Monk's grip, and then they both stood there swiveling their heads back and forth between us. "Let him go," Monk said in this calm-ass voice. He had an ugly brown tooth hanging from a string around his neck. A smile came over his scarred-up face, and he said it again. "Let him go." I had been in mad fights before with Diego and random kids in my school or at the park, but I'd never seen somebody smile right in the middle of one. Shit pissed me off even more, man. But at the same time, it was kind of confusing, too. "Let me go," I yelled. "I'll kill this bitch." "Breathe easy," Jaden shouted, still bear-hugging me. "Both of you, just breathe easy. It's not worth it." The fat white kid, Tommy, leaned in near my ear and said, "I'd back off, man. Trust me." But I didn't even look at the guy. "Let him go," Monk said again, still smiling. He wouldn't take his eyes off of me or even blink. He just stared at me with this crazy-looking smile on his face. He wasn't big or anything. I'm like 5'11", and he had to be at least 2 inches shorter. And he was even skinnier than me. But you could tell by looking in his eyes that he really wanted to throw down. He wasn't faking. Diego taught me about that after my first real fight in junior high school. He said you could tell if somebody really wants to get down or not just by looking in their eyes. If their heart isn't in it, all you gotta do is look mad crazy and hit them once in the face, and it'll be game over, which is exactly what happened with me and that first kid. I barely grazed his chin, and he acted like he just got shot and collapsed to the damn ground crying. Almost every fight I've been in since has gone the same way, except a few times Diego whooped me. But this Mong dude had a whole different look in his eyes. He was for real about it. "Let him go," he said again, nodding his head. "Let me go," I said. The Asian kids in my school back in Stockton barely even talked. They just sat there in the front of the class and took notes and got all A's on all the math tests. They packed together at the 2 far tables in the cafeteria at lunch. But this Mong dude wasn't like that. He was a different kind of Asian kid. Jackson told me, "Miguel, man, squash it. Mong don't play." "I don't give a shit," I said. "I ain't letting no Chinese fuck spit on me. I'm gonna kill." Then the dude spit at me again, right in the face, before I could even get my damn sentence out, and he started laughing. I straight up lost it, yo. Wrestled out of Jaden's grip and charged Mong. Pushed him and then threw the hardest right I could, but he ducked it and shoved me into a wall. Then he spit on me again, this time in my hair. I growled and went for Mong again, ready to rip his damn eyes out, but Jaden tackled me, and Jackson and Tommy pulled Mong over to the couch and sat him down and stood in front of him so he couldn't go anywhere. Jaden turned and shouted, "Reggie, go get the cordless, now." Reggie took off into the kitchen. I was so out of my mind pissed I damn near punched Jaden just to punch somebody, but I didn't. I gritted my teeth together instead, breathed through my mouth super loud as I wiped Mong's spit off my face and out of my hair. And I rattled off every curse word I knew and threatened to kill the guy like 100 times. Reggie came back with the phone and handed it to Jaden. "Here's the situation," Jaden said, holding the phone out. "Mong, all you did was spit so far. That's it. You're going to get written up, but it's not a major. If you hurt Miguel, I'm serious, Mong. If you harm him in any way, even if he throws the first punch, they're not going to send you back to juvie this time. We talked about this." Jaden turned to me. "Miguel, today's your first full day, bro. Ask any one of these guys. You play by the rules, do your time. You'll most likely get out early and move on with your life." You start right off getting in trouble like this, though, and they'll just extend your sentence. Make it so you're part of the system all the way until you're 18. Trust me, bro, that's no way to live out your high school years. Take a deep breath, bros. Really think about it. How do you want this to go? It's a choice. It's in your hands right now, this very second. Mong leaned back on the couch, still smiling. He touched the stupid tooth around his neck and then turned his attention toward the TV, focused on another rap video that had started. I stopped trying to fight past Jaden and calmed down, dropped my arms, unclenched my fist. I looked at Jaden for a sec and he didn't even look spooked, which sort of surprised me. All the other residents started talking again and moving around the front room, sneaking glances at me and Mom. Jaden pulled me to the side and asked me a couple questions about my headspace or whatever, but I didn't have any answers for him. I couldn't concentrate. I stared at Mom, who was staring at the rap video, smiling. He looked crazy just sitting there smiling, eyes all calm, shaved head. I'd never seen a Chinese kid look so crazy. Shit, I'd never seen any kid look that crazy. It kind of weirded me out a little, to be straight. I started thinking maybe that's what a person looks like when they're a damn psycho. And then I did that thing with my mind. I stared at the rug and concentrated about Mom, wishing something bad would happen to him. Something worse than bad. Something that would make it so he could never spit on nobody ever again. And I actually felt what I was thinking bouncing back and forth on my chest. I looked up at Mong and it shot out of my body. Eventually, everybody cleared the room and took showers and got dressed and ate breakfast, and after breakfast, we did our chores. I cleaned the bathroom sink and the mirror and mopped the floor and scrubbed the toilet, the one I'd just been hanging all on last night, and then Jaden called us back into the kitchen to start preparing lunch. On my way, I peeked in the living room, and there was Mong, still sitting there watching TV with the same dopey-ass smile on his scarred-up face. He didn't even look at me as I passed by, like he was in some kind of weird trance or something. I don't think he was really even watching TV. He was the only resident who didn't eat lunch or do any chores. A few hours later, Lester came by. He walked in without knocking and waved at Jaden. Then he nodded for Mong to follow him, and they both walked outside and climbed into Lester's house van. Me and Tommy took a break from cleaning up the game room to watch them shut the doors. I nodded toward the van, said, "He taking him because of what happened this morning?" Tommy shook his head. "Nah, man, Les picks Mong up every other day at this time, brings him back a couple hours later." "For what?" I said. "Nobody knows." I shrugged and we both watched Lester's van pull away from the curb and drive off. I tried to think where he'd be taking Mong, like a special psychologist or a probation officer, but I don't really know that much about how group homes work yet, so I just put it out of my head. And me and Tommy both went back to doing our chores.